All right, fourth graders, so it's time to research. I know some of us started and you're probably thinking, oh my goodness, I have no idea what I'm doing. Some of you might be going, this is so boring. Some of you might be going, I can't stand this. You might be wanting to give up. Maybe you're just kind of excited, but you're not sure exactly where to start. You might be getting a headache over this research, or maybe even going a little bit crazy. But don't worry, I'm here to help. We're going to be thinking about how our research can be formed into a question. Then we'll research, and then we move on to robotics. Have fun!
But what exactly is a research question? At the most basic, the research question is just a question related to your topic that needs to be answered. The whole purpose of your research will be to provide an answer to the question. You're probably thinking that this doesn't sound too difficult. If a research question is just a question about your topic, it should be easy to come up with one, right? Well, not exactly. For many students, developing a research question is actually one of the hardest parts of the whole research process. In some cases, a student might not know enough about their topic to even understand the kinds of questions that are possible to ask. Even if the student has some knowledge about the topic, they may still not have a good idea of the whole scope of the topic or of recent developments related to that topic. For this reason, it's usually a good idea to try to do some background research before you try to settle on a specific question. This doesn't have to be extensive or time-consuming. For many of you, simply looking at a Wikipedia article or a few recent news articles related to your topic will be enough to give you some ideas for directions that you want to explore. Once you have a bit of background information, you'll be better able to focus your topic into a good research question. But what makes a question a good research question? There are several things that you need to keep in mind. First, a research question should not be too narrow or too broad. If you could answer your question with a few facts, you're not researching, you're just searching. On the other hand, if you would need to write an entire book to appropriately answer your question, then it's probably not a good question for you either, at least at this level. Your question also needs to be specific. Questions such as, is television a bad influence, is very vague. Which television programs are you talking about? What audience are you talking about? What exactly do you mean by bad? Making your question a bit more precise will give you more direction for your research. A research question should also have some significance. It should be something that interests you, because you will be spending some time with the topic, but it should also be something that other people might find important as well.
So now you've had a little dab of advice. So remember, not too broad, not too narrow, and make it interesting. Trash and treasure words, or how to take notes for your research. When we research, words are like the symbols on a pirate's treasure map. We only want the words that help us. Those are our treasure words. And we ignore the other words. Those are just trash. Treasure words are words that answer our question. Trash words are all the other words on the page that might be good words, but they do not answer our questions. When you take notes, read and understand your research question. Underline key words. Read the article or website or book one sentence at a time. Stop at the end of each sentence and decide if there are any treasure words. Write the treasure words in the right place in your notes. Let's practice. Pretend your question is, what does a poison dart frog eat? That is not a good research question, by the way. You can definitely answer this question with a few facts. But back to the example. Here we go. Eat. What key word will we underline? What is the question really wanting to know? What does a poison dart frog eat? We underlined the key word in our question. That will help us remember what we are looking for. Now let's look for treasure. One sentence at a time. First sentence. Poison dart frogs are small, colorful frogs. Any treasure words? No, they're all trash. They might be nice words, but they're not answering our question. Second sentence. They live in a warm, humid habitat. They live in warm, humid habitats. Any treasure words? Nope, all trash. What was our question again? What does a poison dart frog eat? Third sentence. Poison dart frogs eat meadow plankton and small insects. Any treasure words? Yes. We found 4 treasure words. Meadow plankton, small insects. Notice when I write in my notes, I don't have to write that whole sentence down. I can just write meadow plankton, small insects. And actually, I can copy and paste. Save me some time. We write those 4 words in our notes. We do not write complete sentences. That's for later. Note-taking is short and small. Otherwise, it gets all jumbled up and it's too much to look at. Fourth sentence. Poison dart frogs got their name because some tribes in the rainforest took the poison off the frog and put it on their arrows to make deadly weapons. Any treasure words? Nope, all trash. Last sentence. Poison dart frogs can be almost any bright color. Any treasure words? Nope, all trash. So out of that whole article or paragraph, we found 4 treasure words. We read 5 sentences on this website, and we only wrote down 4 words. Only 4 words on the page answered our question. So that's the only words we needed to write down. Are you ready to find your own treasure? Remember, read and underline your research questions. Underline keywords. Read the article or website 1 sentence at a time. Stop at the end of each sentence and decide if there are any treasure words. Write the treasure words in the right place on your notes. I hope this is starting to make more sense to you. Now, we just need to know how to organize our notes, where to write these treasure words down. Let's learn about it. Here we go.
The average student takes notes at a rate of 1/3 of a word per second. The average teacher speaks about 2 to 3 words per second. Bottom line, if you're trying to copy down everything your teacher is saying while he drones on about Shakespeare, you're going to fall seriously behind.
We're going to be thinking about this as in websites, taking notes from websites, not just from what the teacher is saying.
Note-taking is an important skill in and out of school. It can make the difference between passing and failing a test, excelling at a job, or even enjoying a complicated movie. And most of us don't do it well. Numerous studies over the years have proven what's already pretty obvious. People who take notes remember the material better than those who don't. But how much better? A 1970 study by developmental psychologist Michael Howe found that students were 7 times more likely to remember facts 1 week after hearing them if they took notes. But here's the thing. Most people don't know how to take notes. We're taught from a very young age that when a teacher starts delivering a load of information, for example, Shakespeare described Romeo and Juliet's love as star-crossed, that we should start writing down as much of what they're saying as possible. Phew! Well, this is an incredibly inefficient way to take notes. Why? You're not actually learning anything. You're simply acting as a human audio recorder.
Or a copy machine.
A recorder, by the way, that only picks up 1 out of every 10 words. And you're saving the learning for later, when you'll have an even less complete lesson plan to look over. Note-taking should actually act as a form of learning. Something that helps you work your way through the lesson as the teacher is giving it, so that when you leave the classroom, you already understand the concepts. So how do you do that? We have a 3-step method for taking the kind of notes that force you to learn the material inside the classroom and not out. Step 1, don't write down facts. Write down conclusions. Don't worry about capturing every single thing your teacher is saying.
Or everything the website is saying.
Spend more time listening and trying to understand the lecture. When you do start writing, format your notes as a series of questions posed by the teacher's lecture. Fill in your own answers. For example, question: what is the central theme in Romeo and Juliet? Conclusion: more than being a tragic love story, Romeo and Juliet is about the consequences of deeply held grudges. This way, you're recording the importance of what the teacher is saying and not just raw facts. When you do need to include data, add only the most important points under each question. This is the evidence for each question's answer. Step 2. Use colored pens.
Or colored font.
Yeah, that's right. This will help you remember your notes visually. Also, if you establish a set template for your notes, you'll be able to take them more efficiently. Write questions in red and definitions in blue, conclusions in green. Step 3. Review your notes. Don't relearn them.
Look them over quickly before you start researching for ELP each day.
All right, Willcasters, let's recap. Today we learned how to take notes in a way that ensures you learn the material during class time and not after. First, write down your conclusions instead of a barrage of facts. Second, use your questions to make connections. And third, spend 10 minutes going over these notes at the end of
Just a few minutes, not 10 minutes, and at the beginning of class, not at the end.
class. And if you should choose, try going over these notes by teaching them to a classmate or a friend.
I hope this video helped. I hope you're not so confused anymore. We're going to get ready to research by Step 1, developing our research question. Step 2, taking notes over that question. And Step 3, making sure our notes are organized. Then we move on to robotics. Enjoy.